Well, I'm gonna start off like in my city, it was always about blocks. We wasn't into that gang banging, you know what I'm saying? There was definitely Bloods and Crips, Vice Lords and GDs floating around, but they were just a little small portion compared to nowadays. I mean, you know, there's a whole lot of them now, but still, no matter what in my city, you know, understand that the hustlers definitely govern everything, no matter what. The bosses, capos, you feel me? That's just how it go. It's always gonna be that way. And you always got the young ones come up, take over, you know, that's just how it go. Starting back with young boys, you know. But for the most part, it definitely ain't no gang banging, you know. Didn't dictate the streets of Detroit. But I'm gonna definitely take you back to Eastwood. Well, I'm gonna just say Eastwood because there's blocks that surround the Eastwood, and everybody pretty much had a gang on every block. And you're starting off from East 7 Mile, Detroit, of course, all the way down to Harper. Definitely was crucial back in those days. I mean, even crucial now. You know, that's like red zone, and this, that, and other, you know what I'm saying? So, well, I'm gonna definitely take you back to 1993, when my cousin Dave got killed. Prior to him getting killed, he had an incident with a dude who we was all getting our dope from, named Carl. He's locked up right now for life. You know what I'm saying? My people was fucking his girl, you know. They was fucking his girl. And her brother was in cahoots with the dude or whatnot. And he pretty much was always snitching when my cousin came over. And one thing led to another. The dude ended up pulling up on him and confronting him about his girl, which he had several kids by. And if people don't know the meaning of several, that can be between 2 and up. So, like I said, one thing led to another. He confronted him, let him know, hey man, this is my family. I don't want to see you around here no more, man, period. Don't ever come back. Him and my cousin pretty much agreed on the terms and whatnot. And you know, well, I say that next day, we all was sitting in there, you know,
man,
just
that
chilling.
Ass nigga. I wish
had a conversation about he brought everything up.
Fuck that bitch too.
So we ended up sitting over there, chilling, like across the street from where he be at. This night in particular, he was sitting over there. He had a drop top Impala, and he was chilling. So we was waiting on him to come outside. We was gonna confront him with guns. We was across the street at an abandoned house on Forham Street back in the days, right off Chalmers. To make a long story short, we ended up falling asleep in that motherfucking porch, man. And the reason we woke up is because the fucking Impala started up like, oof. And we all just tapping each other. I mean, guns on the porch, beer bottles, weed, everything out there. Oh man, it was just funny as hell, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, we looking at the car, pretty much taking off. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't gonna just outrage this, shoot the damn car up and shit. We wanted to get with him, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I believe in my heart that was just God, you know what I'm saying? Because it definitely was 2 people on that porch who was no longer here. But I mean, please pass that night we lived and we were still free to enjoy each other as youth. I was probably pretty much the youngest out of them. I was 15 at the time. Dave was 16. Faye was 17. No, Dave was 17. Faye was 17. And Troy was about my age on the nose, so 16, 15. You know what I'm saying? And we pretty much was trying to plot on this guy, and we never did get the opportunity. But we did end up getting some dope from him. through our homeboy Pint, who was already in the hood doing this thing. And he ended up copping from him. And they had another cousin, you know what I'm saying? And he was working for him already, but he was kind of pretty much down with us Saratoga, Eastwood niggas, you know? So he ended up going ahead and gave the green light on hitting the lick on him or whatever. So I was in school when this shit happened, but Pint and what the fuck was his name? Cardi, whatever the fuck his name was. They hit the lick on dude, and you know, that sprawls up a whole bunch of shit. He was riding around us, so it was another reason we was picking at him, you know. But he never did catch up with us and shit, man. So to make a long story short, which I keep saying that, you know, we end up having a fucking party, man, at my house on Lyndhurst back in the days. At least a week or two after Dave was confronted by the dude or whatnot. I mean, we were on there partying like a motherfucker, man, and we heard a couple gunshots, and everybody just started looking around, you know what I'm saying? I remember yelling roundups like, hey, where everybody, you know, names, you know? And I'm telling you, the first one hit my gut, he did not make a sound around there, and everybody looking like, where Dave? Man, everybody had a bad feeling, man, so we ended up going towards where we heard the gunshots at, and a couple blocks over or whatnot. And sure enough, we got to the scene. Everybody, you know, we seen, you know, the unbelievable, you know what I'm saying? Dave was laying there, foot up on the gate, hanging off the gate, dead, man. Dude definitely hit him in the back of his head, and I think he hit him another time in the side or something like that. But Dave was 17 when he died. So, but what led up to that point was Dave ended up sneaking around there. We did know he was still sneaking around there. I was warning them constantly, dude, stop going around there, man. Stop going around there, man. At least take somebody with you, man. Take a gun or something, blah, blah, blah. You know, Dave was always a fighter. You know, he always felt like he could get his way out of a lot of situations with his hands. So, you know, he went around there, whatever, and from the witness, which is just the girl, and she's also the deceased at the time too. At this time, I mean to say, considering what happened with Dave, the guy decided to take it upon himself and kill her for eyewitness, which this is where we got our story from. Dave was in the house. Her brother ended up
man, this nigga
the
back
guy
over here. I'm
on the phone, whatnot, and he came over there. And when he got in the house, the dude let him inside the house. And Dave and the girl was coming out the basement or whatever it was, down upstairs, I'm sorry. So he like, hey man, let me holler at you for a minute. Come here, let me holler at you. He like, what's up, man? Dude like, let's go outside. So Dave was heading towards the door. He already had the gun on him. And as soon as Dave woke up at the door, he tried to run and jump that gate. And that's when dude fired the fatal shots that killed him. You know what I'm saying? He had just had a baby. Baby wasn't even, matter of fact, I want to say the baby was a month, little Dave, you know. But the guy did end up catching up with his baby mama, which was the eyewitness, and he ended up killing her. I believe he left her body on East 94, not too far from the Chalmers exit. From my understanding, when they found the body, her eyes was poked out, and I believe something was shoved in her mouth. But, she was stabbed and shot to death in one of his vehicles. You can go ahead and do your research on this. Thank you for listening. Part 2, the repass. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button.